In the fall of 2026, Peterborough will be seeing a municipal election. Members of the community are beginning to consider throwing their hats into the ring. The Hub takes a look back now at Debate 88. 4 local candidates campaigned for the position of mayor. Incumbent Sylvia Sutherland was one of those candidates. Here's her opening and closing statements. The program was originally produced by Chex TV, hosted by Graham Hart.
Debate 88, the Peterborough municipal election. In this hour, representatives of Peterborough's 4 leading media will scrutinize the campaign platforms of the 4 mayoralty candidates in the November 14th municipal election and question on your behalf the candidates themselves. We trust program will be helpful to you in making your important municipal franchise decision 88. Now, your host and moderator, Graham Hart.
To make this debate as fair as possible, a draw was held before the broadcast to determine the order in which the candidates will present their opening remarks. That order will be reversed for the summation at the end of the program. By order of draw, they are Ken Nichols, more commonly known as Joe Stable, a local artist; Sylvia Sutherland, the incumbent mayor; David LaValle, local businessman; and Peter Bogue, vice chairman of the City Planning Board. The 4 questioners are also seated by draw. They are Craig McGinnis, newscaster of CHEX and CFMP Radio; Wally Mott, vice president, information, Kawartha Broadcasting; Jim Hendry, the City Hall reporter with the Peterborough Examiner; and Al Porteous, news director of CKPT CKQM Radio. We move on to the incumbent mayor, Sylvia Sutherland.
Thank you, Graham. 3 years ago, I asked for your support as I sought the office of mayor of Peterborough. Election night, after you had given me that support, I made a statement to the Peterborough Examiner that the people of Peterborough had taken a leap of faith in that vote, and that I would do my best to justify that faith, and that I have done. One of the things I promised, and of the few things I promised, was that we would attempt to bring council together, that we would have a council that acted in harmony, in some degree of harmony. That doesn't mean agreement, and in cooperation for the best interest of the citizens of this community. And that, I believe, has happened. As a result of that, there have been many positive things. For example, when this council took office 3 years ago, we had 64 vacant acres of land at Gateway Park. That acreage is now filled. In fact, we have purchased almost 200 additional acres in order to encourage industry to come to Peterborough because it's needed, because the industry wants to come here. Last year, in 1987 alone, we created a net 500 new jobs in this community, and that's taking into account a certain downsizing in traditional industries. The infrastructure, the so-called infrastructure, the hard services, roads, sidewalks, bridges, sewers. We've built 3 new trunk sewers. It's been more than a decade since any trunk sewer was built in this community. We have put an extra $1 million over the last 2 years, over and above the 4% increase, into walks in this community. We have the environment, a key issue. There is a water quality study underway, the results of which we will have next year, and then we will move to activate, to put into place the solutions that those results suggest. The whole issue of what we do with our garbage is a key issue that 3 years ago wasn't even mentioned. We're coming to terms with that. We have the Blue Box program in Peterborough, which we didn't have 3 years ago, and that is being expanded.
Thank you, Sylvia Sutherland.
I am not ashamed to say I live in Peterborough. In fact, I am very proud to say that I live in Peterborough, as I believe the majority of Peterboroughians are proud to say that they live in Peterborough. One of my opponents has suggested you have to be born in Peterborough in order to appreciate this community. You don't have to be born here. What you need is an understanding and an appreciation of its past. You need a confidence in its future, and I think you need a passion for its presence and for its present. And on that basis, I ask for your support on the 14th of November.
Sylvia went on to win the 1988 election, and during her time as Peterborough's mayor, Sutherland served a total of 5 terms, from 1985 to 1991, and again from 1997 to 2006. She was succeeded by Paul Iyett, who was mayor from 2006 to 2010.